Hello and welcome to Tech. I'm Mohammad Adnan, and in this video we are going to discuss about the types of variables in Power Apps. It is really important to know about these things because this is going to be a very useful thing in your development phase of your Power Apps. If you're new to this channel or if you haven't subscribed yet, just click on the subscribe button and also press the bell icon to get the latest notifications. Now let's get started. Before going into practical, let's have a look at these some theory. So variables, most of the people are aware of this. So variable lifetime and initial value in Power Apps. So all variables are held in memory while the app runs. After the app closes, the value that the variable held are lost. You can store the content of a variable in a data source by using the patch or collect function. You can also store values in collections on the local device by using the save data functions. These things we can discuss in our later videos. When the user opens the app, all the variables have an initial value of blank. So this thing is an important thing which we need to keep in mind in our further process. Now let's have a look at the types of variables available in Power Apps. Basically, there are three types. One is the global variables, another is the context variable, that is the local variables, and the third one is the collections. For the global variables, the scope is we can use throughout the app. For an example, if we have multiple screens in the app, then we can use the variable values in any of the pages, in any of the screens. So basically, simplest to use, hold a number, text, string, boolean, record, table, etc. that can be references from anywhere in the app. So to establish this global variable, we need to use the set function. So this is all about the low code and no code, right? So we had to use the set in order to begin with declaring a global variable. We'll see the examples in the next slide. So when coming to the local variable, that is the context variable, which has a scope within the screen, great for passing values from one screen to another screen, much like parameters to a procedure in other languages like in SQL, can be referenced from only one screen. So in order to initiate this value, you had to use update context or navigate function. And the third one is the collections. The scope is also throughout the app, holds a table that can be referenced from anywhere in the app, allows the content of the table to be modified rather than being a set of whole, can be saved to a local device for later use. So we need to use the collect and clear collect. So we'll discuss about this in our future videos as well. So in order to read the variables, you use the variable name to read its value. For example, you can define a variable with this formula. The set is a function and open bracket and radius is the variable name which you are declaring, comma 12 is the variable value which you are defining it here. Then you can simply use the radius anywhere that you can use a number, it will be replaced with 12. So pi into the power of radius 2, for example. So it will give us pi into the power of radius is 12, comma 2. Now, if you have the same name in the context variable, that is in the local variable as a global variable or a collection, the context variable takes precedence. However, you can still reference the global variable or collections if you use the disambiguation operator, that is open bracket at radius. So if you use this, then this will refer to the global variable instead of the local context variable. So these are the examples how we can define the global and context variable. To start with the global variable, we had to use the set open bracket radius comma 12 close bracket. So the set begins with refers to the global variable, and when it comes to the context variable, that is local variable, it is update context and then open bracket curly brackets we have to open, and radius it's a variable which we are defining, and colon instead of comma we are going to use colon here, and 12 is the value which we are going to pass, and then close the curly bracket and close the regular bracket. So if you want to navigate one value from one screen to another screen, then we can use this one, navigate screen 1 comma none, and then we can define the variables here. Now let's go into practical how it actually works. So I'm into Power Apps, make.powerapps.com. If you haven't seen the licensing part of it and how we can create a free license for community personal purpose, then you can watch my video earlier in this playlist. So I'm going to click on the Canvas app from the blank. So I'm giving it a name, variable app. So the format is tablet or phone. Let it be tablet for now. Now I'm going to select for phone, create. Things are getting ready. Okay, skip. So this is the blank screen, and now I'm going to add a new global variable. So I'm clicking on the app here on the left side, and in the formula bar it should be on start, and I'm defining it here, set for example running total, which I want to take of the running total throughout the complete app. So running total I'm defining it here and giving it a variable. As of now initially I'm giving it as 1, close the bracket. In order to work this, you need to click on this three dot icon and click on run on start. Okay, so if you want to look at the variable, go to file and click on the variables. Here is a symbol of this one for global and running total. The value is 0. So basically, let me show you by creating one more variable. For example, I'm going to add one more. So colon here, set, let me expand this, set, adding another one, another total, comma, 2, colon. So I have defined two global variables. Now let's have a look at this one, file and variables. As you can see, there are two variables here, but here running total is 1. Let me zoom this. Running total is 1 and another total is no value. The reason is we need to click on this three dot icon and click on run on start. And now let's go and look at the same file, variables, and now you can see the value is defined to 2 here. So another total is 2, running total is 1. So now what we understand is if we want to create multiple global variables, then we can use this method colon, and then we can start with another set and define a value. And in order to initialize this value, you need to click on this three dot icon and click on run on start. And if you want to look at the variable where it is, click on file and click on variables, then we can see all the variables here. And if you want to see where it has been consumed throughout the app, you just click on the variable, and there you can see the definitions, what it is and where it has been used here. Right now we have not consumed anywhere else, so it is just showing up 1. So now if you want to consume this value, let's go to screen 1. I'm going to add a button here, and I'm going to add a text input, and one more is label, and I'm going to add one more button as well. Okay, so now let's give this a name as add, and this is to clear, and this is an input and this is an output for an example. So by doing this, what I will do, I'll just click on the add button, and here on select I'm going to declare a local variable, update context, open bracket, and here value 1 I'm declaring a value, colon, value 1 plus the text input. So the text box input is basically a text input 2, double click here, copy, and select this one and paste here. Let's input 2 dot text. So close the curly bracket and close the bracket. That's it. So make sure you need to select on the button, and it has to be the event is on select, and you have to update context. You have to write the update context. Okay, so now we need to consume this one, right? So in order to do that, this is value one, which we have defined. So select this label, and instead of text, you can use value one. Okay, now let's have a look at the variables. So file, I'm going to click on variables. Now you can see two variables. One is global, another is screen. So this is value one and no value is defined. If you go back again and click on the app and click on run on start and go back again to variables, still it is no value, right? Because this is applicable only for global variables, and as it is local variable, it is not applicable here. Now if I run this app and give any input here, for example 10, and click on add, then this gives me add 10, and if I add one more value, this gives me 20, another give 30. If I change this value to 5, 15, it gives me 45. Now if I close this one and go to file and variables, you can see this variable is set to 45. Going back now, so now the thing is we need to clear, right? So in order to clear this one, you need to click on this, and actually this is the one, the value one. So click on this one, on select, you can update context. So value one colon equal to 0, close curly bracket, close this bracket. And now let's run this app. So now you can see the value is 45. You click on clear, this changed to 0. I'm clicking on add and clicking on clear, this goes to 0. This is a simple calculation, right? So this is how you can able to define the global variable, and you can define the local variable, context variable. So the next thing is, if you want to pass this value to the next screen, then let me add one more screen here. So clicking on this one, either you can duplicate or you can click on this one, a blank screen. A new screen added here. So screen 2. Now I want to add a label here. So this is the one, a label, and here you can just use the value 1. You cannot use the value 1 here because that value is only available on the screen 1. You cannot able to use that in screen 2. In order to work that, you need to go to first screen 1, and you can add a button here. Just to navigate, I'm going to add a button here itself. So adding a button, and for the button on select, I'm going to use navigate, and then screen 2 is the target for me. So screen 2, comma, how the transition is, the fade transition, comma, open the bracket, and value 2, I'm defining declaring a variable colon, it should be value 1. Closing this and passing this. Now this is done, and here we need to define value 2. In the screen 2 for the label, I'm going to define the value 2 variable here because this has been defined in screen 1 for screen 2. So now let's go to screen 1 and run this application. I'm clicking on add here, and also some other values like this. So it's 187, and if you click on button, this 187 passes to this one. This is cool, right? So if I click on the file and go to variables now, then I can see the variable is available here on screen 2. Even though I define this variable on screen 1, but as this is applicable to screen 2, so it is defining show us here as a value 2 in screen 2. It is confusing, right? So let me rephrase this. So even though we define the value, if you look at this one for a button here, even though I define this on screen 1 button, but the way how I have written is for this one is for screen 2, and this value is going to be applicable for screen 2 itself. So that is why it is working here. Now for this label, if I just use variable value 1, it will throw an error because this context is not available in screen 2. So if I select value 2, it is available here. Now let's assume I'm just going to add one more label here. Instead of this, if I use value 2, this will throw me an error. The reason is this value 2 is not available on screen 1, it is available only on screen 2. So far we have discussed about the global variable and context variable, that is local variable, and how we need to initialize this value using the set, update, context, and navigate functions. So that's it for this video, and for collections we'll discuss in the upcoming videos. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got a clear picture about what is the local variable and what is the global variables. If you like this video, just click on the big thumbs up button. If you are new to this channel or if you haven't subscribed yet, just click on the subscribe button and also press the bell icon to get the latest notifications. But make sure you turn on the notification on your devices. Share it with your friends and colleagues. If you have any queries and feedback, just post it on the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Keep learning. See you in the next video.